Hi guys, I'm hoping to be back later this morning, so I'm hoping to be on time, but I might be late. I've got a couple of things to do, so I'm just going to do a quick explanation of today's topic. I'm going to try to keep it simple. It's not going to be great. It's not how we normally do it, I may decide to do it again later, but for now, this is the best thing to do. So we're going to be talking about the circumference of a circle. Okay, I'm hoping you all know what a circle looks like. You may have seen one around before. Some of you, the closest thing to a circle you may have seen is a banana. But anyway, I'm going to tell you how to find the circumference of a circle. If you know already, great. Try to find a bit more challenging work in there. So I'm going to switch off to Notability, do a couple of examples, show you what I'm talking about. Take notes, please, and then you can start doing the work. So I'll see you later. Bye. Okay, guys, so we're going to talk about the circumference, the circumference of a circle. And circumference is just a special word for perimeter that we only use when we're dealing with circles. So in a circle, it's always a center. The circumference is the perimeter, is the distance around the circle, okay? In order to find the circumference, you need to know a couple of things. This is not how I would normally explain this, but today, because of circumstances, I'm going to do a little bit quicker. There's a couple of things you need to learn about a circle. One is that the distance from the center to a point on any point on the circumference, but the distance from the center to a point on the circumference is called the radius. So the radius is the distance from the center of the circle to a point on the outside, and then there's another line which is called the diameter. So what the diameter is the distance, a straight line is the distance connecting two opposite points on the circumference going through the center. You can pause, rewind, listen again. The diameter is the distance connecting two opposite points on the circumference going through the center. It has to go through the center, otherwise it's called something else. We don't need to know that today. So, you just have to learn this, okay? You just have to learn this. There's nothing I can do today, but if that's the circle, which looks a bit more like an egg than a circle, but there you go, and that's the center. The circumference is pi times diameter. So now that weird thing I've drawn there is a Greek letter called pi, P-I, not pi that you eat for dessert. It's not pi, it's pi, a Greek letter. And it's actually a number with infinite decimals and no pattern. It's actually 3.14159, goes on forever. So in your calculators, because you're going to need a calculator for this, and for now you can use the one on the iPad or the one on Google, you're going to find a button that has got that symbol there, and when you press it, it brings up the pi number. All right. So using this formula that you need to learn and you need to memorize, because it's not given to you in the exam, never, and you're going to be using for the next 5 years. If they told me that in this circle the diameter was 10 centimeters, using this formula I would say that the circumference is pi times 10. So the circumference is, I'm going to round my answer to one decimal place, which you learned to do last week. So the answer is 31.4 centimeters. And that's it. Okay, that's it. Now, in other cases, instead of the diameter, they might give you the radius. Okay? And if you think about it carefully, I can figure out the diameter from the radius, isn't it? Because if that's the center and that's 4, then if I just continue it there, the diameter is going to be 8, isn't it?
So the diameter is the radius times 2. Or the other way around, I can say that the radius is the diameter divided by 2. But you can figure that out. So looking at the formula up here, if I know the radius, I can say that the circumference is going to be pi times the diameter, but the diameter is double the radius, so just 2 times r, isn't it? So double the radius is the same as the diameter. So I've got all I need. Whether I know the diameter or the radius, I can use one formula or the other. And again, this formula here you need to memorize. So the circumference is going to be pi times 2 times the radius, which means that the circumference is going to be, I get my calculator again, I find the pi button, press it, times 2 times 4, rounded to one decimal place, the answer is 25.1 centimeters. So, to summarize everything we've done today, circumference is a fancy word for perimeter. That's right. We've learned that that line there is called the radius. That's right. And we've learned that that line there is called the diameter. That's right. We learned the formula that the circumference equals pi times diameter, or if I don't know the diameter but I know the radius, the circumference is pi times 2 times r, because the diameter is double the radius, so that's the key learning point, or the radius is the diameter divided by 2. And if you know the diameter, you're going to use this formula here. Oops, not what I wanted to do. You're going to use this formula here, and if you know the radius, you're going to be using this formula here. And that is all I have for today. Best of luck, try the work, and I will see you later.